Non-Aussies of Reddit. What questions do you have about Australia? How often do you actually encounter snakes and spiders? Considering moving there but not a big fan of them. Are kangaroos can actually knock you out? Can I come? What are you most proud of as an Aussie? What do you think of New Zealanders? What's the most untrue stereotype of Australia? Do you all just get used to the huge ass bugs when living there? Why do you sound like British hillbillies? No offense. How's Alice Springs like? Been planning to visit. Why is the Sydney Opera House so famous? You guys like opera? Oh Eldad Puo no, Uo no Uop PSDNLS, I. Oxod UUP no U. Which direction do toilets flush down there? Did the dingo really eat your baby? Why are Australians so arrogant, superior and insular? I've been to Australia. And it's great. But you didn't create the beaches, the scenery and the weather. So using that as a stick to beat the rest of the world with is a bit, well, stupid. How's the living conditions of the concentration camps? Is it the land down under? Which sport is more popular there? Rugby union or Aussie rules? Is it weird to celebrate Christmas in the summer? Why does everything want to kill you? Did they ever find Harold Holt? And do you know any actual Wiggles or Wiggles adjacent characters? Captain Feathersword, Henry the Octopus, Wags the dog, etc. Why do we never see native Australians in mainstream media? Are they relegated? Do they have equal representation? How tired are you of the upside-down jokes? Or do you make them about us as well? Spiders, snakes pay the rent. Why are y'all called upside down? Are you guys actually across the pond? How much is the tax from the spiders? What type of urban wildlife do you guys have? Here in the US, just about every city you can find things like hawks, squirrels, rats, raccoons, possums, mice, pigeons, bats, cougars, coyote and such. There have even been occasions where deer, bears, moose or gators have wandered through downtown somewhere. So, how about you? If I went to Perth or Sydney, what would I see? Didgeridoo, do you really have some of the shittest internet on earth? It's what I've heard. Is it really hot enough to melt things left out? Given the memes about the emu wars, how common are emus nowadays? Have you been out back? What's it like? Is it really like they describe it in memes? When flying on a plane, does it rotate itself at some point, or do they just flip it over after landing? How often do you have spiders the size of dinner plates in your house? Why do you collectively gaslight foreigners, in an funny way? Why do you not refer to it as Aussieland, because that would be so metal? How do you remove a huntsman spider if she sets up where you don't want her? Is it true that Australia sucks giant dingo dong? Why do all of your TV programs only seem to have a rotating cast of 15 actors? And one of them's Skippy. If the NRL is so fantastic, why are Australia so shit scared of England, New Zealand, Tonga and Samoa, to the point where they routinely refuse to play them? Especially England? What are your thoughts on Outback Steakhouse? Our super condescending and most likely inaccurate Australian-themed restaurant? Why do Sydney and Melbourne hate each other so much? And was building Canberra as a compromise really worth it? Australia, enormous in size, yet only has a population less than half the size of the UK and a third of France. In order to be a world power, you need more people. So why are you so restrictive about letting people in? Do you have a flamethrower for everyday use? How do you go about enjoying winter? I assume there's different holidays associated with winter there. Is that right? Does it ever snow in Australia? Potential tourist here. What's the best time to plan a visit? How much time do you think someone would need? What are the best sights to see? What do you think about the Irish that come over? How do you live somewhere that has spiders the size of dinner plates and thousands of spiders above your head when walking outside? I was lucky enough to have visited Brisbane on a business trip and I fell in love. My question is, why are Australians so good looking, and follow-up question, where is the best places for fishing? Thank you in advance. How accurate is the movie Crocodile Dundee? I feel like Americans use that as a basis for what to expect when visiting. Do you have any giant insect-related sports? How do you live with the fact that you could be murdered by something that crawled into your shoe? What is it actually like living in Australia? Good try, mate. Almost had me fooled. Australia doesn't exist. Have you ever seen a flock of budgies in the wild? Do you find Australian media to be smug? I always see news reports that condescendingly dunk on other countries, and when I was there I remember a lot of TV shows, docs that celebrate how great Australia is. Despite there not being that many internationally famous things that come out of there. I never really think about Australia outside of Steve Irwin. RIP. But it seems like this is not understood by Australians in general.